Hello everyone, my name is Safir and welcome back to my channel. So, today I want to talk about the reason why so many women dread going to the gyno. The main reason, I think, is the lack of sympathy and just generally professionality when it comes to the job. Yes, the dates available when trying to schedule a meeting with the doctor are insanely limited, which is so frustrating. At one point, I had to book an appointment a year in advance when I had extremely painful periods, non-stop bleeding. There weren't any appointments available within less than a year's wait, and most doctors did not accept new patients, unfortunately. I know. But the real shit show starts at the doctor's office. You arrive after sometimes months after indicating a problem. Living, working, basically business as usual, but just with a lot of pain. And finally, the wait is over and it's your time to get some help. And that is exactly how I felt each time I had to set foot at the gyno's office. But then, as I start explaining what I'm feeling, the doctor cuts me off mid-sentence and starts describing my symptoms for me. Only these are not my symptoms. I try to correct the doctor, but the same thing happens again and again. He doesn't listen. Instead, he tells me about another patient who had the same symptoms. Only these aren't my symptoms. And he basically explained how he was the only doctor who was able to diagnose her. Basically telling me he's an amazing doctor while not listening to me. Another awful experience I had was after taking the morning after pill. I was then bleeding for 4 months straight. I felt dead tired and in so much pain, and I was just stupidly waiting for my scheduled doctor's appointment. I was feeling like a shell of a person. And finally, I was sitting in the doctor's office explaining the hell I was going through, crying with pain when he angrily scolded me for overreacting and making a scene over a period, and that periods are not a reason to cry. Needless to say, I was not in the mood for criticism over when it's okay to cry. I did not hold back with my response. I'm actually kind of proud of it. I told the doctor off for his comment, but that day I was alone in his office, so I really had to advocate for myself, which isn't always an easy thing to do, especially when in so much pain. The last occurrence I'm going to talk about today happened about a year after I was assaulted. I went for a normal checkup and had some questions I wanted to ask. I sat down and the doctor started to ask me some questions. Why was I here today? When was I here last? When was the last time I had sex? The last question could sound a bit strange, but I just thought he probably wanted to know which tests should I get done. So I told him the truth, which at the time was about a year ago. But I was not ready for him to judge my sex life, or lack thereof. He told me, and I quote, "Aren't you in your 20s? You're wasting your time. You should really rethink your lifestyle and what you're missing on." I was alone in his office, but this time I did not have the strength to explain what I was going through. I wanted this interaction to be over as quickly as possible, so I left. He wasn't funny, but I left. And I also said something along the lines of, "Yeah, I'll consider it," as if his comment was okay. But on the inside, I felt a combination of humiliation, shame, and anger. So, why am I filming this video? Firstly, to bring awareness to this phenomenon and why we need empathetic, gentle, sensitive, professional doctors who know who their patients are and what it took for them to get to their chair. Secondly, I want to make sure no woman feels alone navigating the sexual health system. I want to bring to light the experience as a woman going through it so we can change it for the better. Thank you so much for watching my video. I'd appreciate it if you can comment below, share your experience, and I hope we can change the system together. Thank you so much. See you in the next one.